All right, folks, we have news of Ethereum ETF. It's going to come a little bit earlier than I thought. I originally thought end of July, beginning of August, but now since BlackRock has quickly filed its S1, it looks like it might come basically beginning of July or end of June, and that could mean several things. We have to watch out for which coins will actually do well because of this new information for the month of June. So let's actually take a look at what's going to do well. Obviously, the coins that are going to do well are going to have to do with Ethereum that can take advantage of Ethereum's liquidity. So basically, OG DeFi and Layer 2s. Now, Layer 2s mean Arbitrum, Optimism, Polygon, and Base. I'm especially looking at Base, and since Base doesn't have a coin, I'm looking at Aerodrome and some of the other Base meme coins. Because, with more liquidity coming into Ethereum, people are going to be looking for ways to scale Ethereum. No one wants to pay several dollars per transaction. And when things get busy, maybe even up to several $100s per transaction, no one really wants to do that. So they're going to be looking for ways to scale Ethereum. And, they're going to be looking at Layer 2s. And of course, Base is the newest one. People generally trust Coinbase for whatever reason. So I think Coinbase Base will actually do really well. And plus the exchange itself, the largest exchange in the United States, is going to be supporting Base and its tokens. So that's something to watch out for, and that's going to do very well. I mean, you can buy Polygon, Arbitrum, and Optimism as well. They should also benefit off like Base's rise. The other thing is DEXs and lending protocols, especially those on Ethereum and those that are on Layer 2s as well. I think like with the ETF, I think this is going to be a big boost for DeFi. Yes, the SEC is still harassing DeFi, but overall, like with Ethereum gaining more basically like credibility, becoming more legit, I think more people are going to pile into DeFi. The primary decentralized exchanges on each of the Layer 2s is going to be really good, as well as Uniswap. I think Uniswap has a lot to gain from this, as it's the primary swap that Ethereum users go to for that purpose. I think ZK EVM is also going to do very well. That obviously has to do with Ethereum scaling. Any kind of Ethereum scaling solution should, any kind of Ethereum scaling solution should actually be very, very bullish because of this. And that's obviously because, like with Ethereum getting all the attention and people looking for scaling, like stuff like ZK EVM, it could go a little crazy anytime along the line. And of course, any EVM compatible project like Avalanche could do well by taking advantage of the increased traffic and liquidity of Ethereum. EVMs are going to be more important and crucial to the ecosystem, and everyone should actually get one. Yes, I'm looking at you, Charles. This should be a priority of yours. I think you've been trying to hold off on making an EVM for whatever reason. This is not a very good time to play into your ego and not get an EVM. Most of the other systems do have an EVM. The Cardano converter is cool, but it's still not an EVM. And having EVM compatibility right now is more important than ever for other Layer 1s. So yeah, any of the projects that have like an EVM, they should do better than the projects that don't have an EVM, just due to the fact that they can actually make use of Ethereum's increased traffic and liquidity, at least for the time being, and especially for this bull run. So those are a look at some of those categories that could do really well. You have OG DeFi, you have Layer 2s, you have ZK EVM, and you have EVMs, as well as decentralized exchanges. And like DEXs for the first time could overtake centralized exchanges in terms of like use in numbers of people. I still think a lot more people use centralized exchanges because all the hardcore people, all the casuals basically use Coinbase, Binance, or whatever. It's really like those of us that are more in the industry, we're the ones that go over and do the swaps and actually do the exchanges stuff, the DEX stuff and yield farming. But I think with the ETF, that might change, and that might bring more people into the DEX market, which is always a good thing. So those are the things you actually have to look at for the next month. There's a piece of news regarding Solana and PayPal. That's right. PayPal's stablecoin on Solana is going to have somewhat private transactions. What do I mean by that? They're going to be confidential between the seller and the merchant, but the record will actually be able to be viewed for regulatory purposes. That means if Uncle Sam wants to view the transaction, it can be viewed. So those of you that are hoping to use this for tax evasion and money laundering, that's not going to work. But if you want your transactions away from prying eyes of like, your ex-wife or something, this might actually work. Unless your ex-wife happens to be a regulator, then you're just kind of screwed. But the thing is, this is probably pretty good news for security advocates and privacy advocates because PayPal is doing the stablecoin. For everyone else besides government regulators, like you can make private transactions. And obviously, they're going to abide by governmental institutional rules. So they're not going to be like, the government cannot view your transactions because that would probably get them pwned. So pretty cool development for PayPal and Solana. And hopefully people actually get to using this feature. So that's the news for today. Let me know what you think. Like and subscribe, hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.